Hi everybody, it's Gertrude.t here. I'm very inspired by the ladies. We love big books and we do not lie. They've got a new YouTube channel and they are so natural and vivacious and have so much energy that I thought I'm going to have another go at doing my YouTubing. Okay, so obviously I'm in my pajamas. I haven't been very well lately, and it sounds a bit silly actually, but I sleep in a nightie or a nightshirt, and then I get up, have a shower, and I put like pajamas on, loungewear type things, because I need to be comfy and cozy, and there's no point me getting dressed up and then having to, keep those clothes clean. And so yeah, I do spend a lot of time in my PJs, but I don't think that's anything wrong with that. Yeah, I haven't been so well. I have a condition, cervical myelopathy, and it was at one stage very progressive. I've had 3 spinal operations. My condition is not one of those ones where you can, exercise through it, or tally ho, that sort of mindset, because basically I have done that, and within 9 months of having my first operation I was paralyzed again and had a second operation. And then I tried to be much more conservative with my movements, with my lifestyle, and I managed to go 2 years before I had to have another operation. And at the moment I'm 3 years, and that's because I really limit myself to only doing things that I really want to do and that I think are definitely worth putting myself through pain and possibly getting a little bit more towards having a 4th operation. But that's boring, so no more about that. So I'm working on Henry Whittle. Yes, my health interferes with that, but the main issue that I'm having with it at the moment is I wrote it in 2015, and I didn't understand anything then about all the rules and specifications about how you have to lay out a book to upload it to an ebook. And I'm having to nearly retype Henry Whittle in order to get it flowing so that I can put it onto Kindle. But I'm really happy with it. Obviously, although it's my second book, it's actually my first book, so I feel a bit more confident about Henry Whittle than I did when I first put Random Attachment on. And that's done well. It hasn't done well financially. I haven't broken even, but it does seem to be doing well, as it's a crowd pleaser. Everyone that's read it has enjoyed it, and that makes me really happy. And why I would love people to buy the book is that enables me to get bestsellers and little books and notepads and stuff to do as giveaways, and then I can do more international giveaways as well, because the postage is so expensive. So I'm not at a stage where I'm covering my costs. I'm working at a loss, but I'm hoping that at some stage people will actually buy my book. But in the meantime, I am of course going to give freebies away and do as many giveaways as I can. But yeah, back to Henry. The Rebirth of Henry Whittle is going to be a series of books, but each book has a definite conclusion to it. There's never going to be a cliffhanger. I'm just not a fan of cliffhangers. For example, I read Tanya French's In the Woods and I loved it. I thought, it was going to be a 5-star book for me. I thought it was so unique, this thing about there was only blood on the inside of a garment and not on the outside of a garment. And I thought, I've never heard of that. I can't wait to see what the science is behind that. And even though we found out who the murderer was of a young girl, I was left hanging with, an answer to the question of the blood. And then this supernatural feel was kind of infused with it, and I wasn't keen. But I am watching The Dublin Murders, which is that book renamed, and I'm enjoying it, and I'll see where that goes. So The Rebirth of Henry Whittle is basically Mean Girls meets Leon, and it's about Phoenix, who is a very independent, resilient 17-year-old. She's been in the care, she's lost her parents, she's been in the care system. She's being physically and psychologically abused at school. I mean, it's quite hardcore actually. And also, she has no family, no real home life, no stability. And there's dealing with her bereavement of her parents as well. And of course there is a serial killer, because I love a serial killer, a slasher, a thriller. They're really my types of books. And then I love romance. So I was just chatting to my daughter actually about the stories. My first story, Random Attachment, and Henry Whittle are very different. They have quite a different feel to them. But both of the girls are, virgins at the start of the story. And there's reasons why they have difficulties having intimate relationships. And so that is definitely not, that's not going to follow through with all my other books. My book's going to be very representative of, young females. I hope that's my plan. And, they're going to be real kids with real stories, with real problems, dealing with things like, sexuality and all those emotions that come with it, and abandonment, and just, all teeny stuff. And what will happen is there's The Rebirth of Henry Whittle, Henry Whittle's Revenge, and Rest in Peace, Henry Whittle. And there's possibly a fourth one. I've kind of penned a fourth one as well. But I work on 2 stories at a time. So I'm working on Henry Whittle, and I'm working on September, which is a YA, I would say romantic suspense as opposed to thriller. And it has like a supernatural twist to it. But it's based in a quiet seaside town in Ireland. So again, that's very different from, the settings of my first 2 books. So I'm trying to think, what else do I want to say? Right, so I do giveaways, and obviously I do want people to buy my book because that helps me finance all my giveaways. But it's really difficult, and I understand why, because there are so many fantastic, great YA books out there, and romantic thrillers, that it's very hard for someone to decide they're going to pay, $1.99 or whatever for somebody's book that's completely unknown. So I understand that. So my next giveaway, I'll tell you about the one that just closed actually, because I just absolutely loved this book. Furious thing, and you know what, she had every right to be furious. This Jenny Downham just brilliantly gets in the mind of a very confused, angry 15-year-old, and she's just really being let down by the adults in her life. And if you look at all the things that have happened to her, and her rejection, and her loneliness, and how she feels, shunted to the side, and she's lost her relationship with her mother, and her mother's boyfriend is a control freak. She's actually not that furious. She's every right to have those feelings and express those feelings. That is going to somebody who bought Random Attachment. So thank you very much for that. That was lovely. And my next giveaway is, of course, I always do Random Attachment giveaways. I love the idea of somebody reading my book, chatting about it, maybe recommending it to somebody else, or saying, take this book, have a read. I really enjoyed it. I hope that's the case. And with it, I haven't read this book, but I'm going to read it this week so that I can send it off to a happy winner on Friday is Celia Ahern's Flawed. Now, I can't believe it, but I've actually never read a Celia Ahern book, so I can't wait to dive into that one, and that will be on its way to a winner by Friday, probably. And the books that I've got coming up in the next few giveaways, my kind of end of October, November reads are, this is my Halloween book, because I do love Stephen King. And then sticking with my orange, we've got Alice Feeney there, so that'll be in a giveaway. And we've got The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Love the edging. It's very tactile. Love this book. And I can't wait to read this one. My Sister the Serial Killer. So it would be lovely if you guys followed me, and maybe if you think, oh, you'd like a change, read a different book, maybe give like an indie author, you know, an opportunity to try to impress you, then please think about Random Attachment, my romantic thriller that is getting excellent reviews. And that always puts you then in the running to winning one of these books, maybe more than one, because I like to kind of thank the people that have supported me, as opposed to keep trying to, yes, I do want new readers, but I also want to be thankful to the people that have already bought my book and reviewed it and been so supportive of me. And I'm so enjoying those relationships that I'm having with people on Instagram. You know, it makes my day lovely that I wake up and my day usually starts with pain. It's quite hard starting. Once I get up and running, my body eases up and I lose a lot of rigidity, and the pain settles down. And I love going onto Instagram and seeing who's liked my pictures and what the comments are. And I'm really gonna try and crack on with my YouTubing, and I apologise if I make all sorts of strange oohs and ahs. You know, it's not a natural thing for me to do. I don't even have, you know, many photographs of myself. It's just not something that I do. I'm happy with myself. It's not that, you know, I haven't got any hang-ups. I look in the mirror, I think, yeah, I'm okay. I've got two eyes. Well, two bad eyes, actually, because I've got double vision. I've mentioned that, and I'm still having a lot of issues with my double vision. But I'm working away every day. I do a little bit of Henry Whittle for about half an hour. That will lead to, you know, some pain. So I take a rest. I let the pain die down. I go back and hit it again. And I do that as often as I can, in between reading and watching some Netflix. So I think that's everything. Oh, I have got this, but I think I'm going to have to give it to my daughter before I think about giving it as a freebie. It's Flat Share. Oh, I've waited so long to read this book, and I feel guilty because I've been getting these books secondhand, but I have spent a little bit too much on books, and my husband will be telling me off because I've got so many books that I've got to read. But I just can't help it. I see something, I love the idea of it, and I think, oh, I'm definitely going to read that. So I'll let you know how Flat Share goes. Okay, that's me checking out. Please like my everything that you can and follow me. It will be really cool. And thank you for your support. Bye.